Symbio is a detergent manufacturing business that specialises in manufacturing products for the hospitality and light industry business. Focus on aged care, restaurants, that sort of thing. We do an awful lot of home branding for people, so we supply a wholesale market predominantly throughout Australia, where we will do either our own brands or we will brand it for you specifically, giving you the ability to have entirely your own presence in the market. We're still running as a family business. We weren't organising anything in relation to regular meetings. We weren't documenting some of our plans and visions. We didn't have a true handle on cash flow. Cash flow is balanced by there's money in the bank or there's not money in the bank, and trying to understand how that's going to impact us as we try and grow. And in a few attempts we've done at growing our business in the past, cash flow's always been this. So cash flow was an issue. Some solid direction. It's really easy to get really tied up every day just doing what you do. So BUSINESSNAV is starting to just help us focus on the long-term goal to get to a place where we can see what we're doing and not take our eyes off of that because of the day-to-day disruptions. Well, we're looking at options for the business. So, throughout the years we've had opportunities to sell the business, but it's in a place where it's too big for a mum and dad investor, and it's quite complex, but not big enough for a multinational. So we're trying to work out, what's our long-term strategy? Do we see ourselves wanting to sell the business? Do we want to keep running it, until I'm, pushing up daisies? And so part of that strategy was about working out what the long-term possibilities are. And there was two sides to that. There was around what is the business strategy going forward, to make sure that we can still be here in another 10 years' time, and then how would we run that business in that space. So we needed to come to a place with potentially two of our kids to see whether there was an opportunity for them to build and grow in the business, whether they had the desire to do that. And I think for them one of the things is that knowing that there's somebody else now helping direct what we're trying to do in our business, they were able to see things that maybe I wasn't able to make them realise. So we've now come to the place where two of our kids are committed to long term, and we now have to then decide from that perspective the direction of the business going forward, and we're now thinking longer term rather than just what it is that brings in a client for tomorrow. Well, the goal for us at 3-year level is to find ourselves in a place where we need to relocate our business because the site we're in now isn't big enough. And in reality, part of the long-term strategy is to own that premise. So that's not an easy task when you're talking about, probably somewhere between $3 and $5 million buildings for a small business owner. So getting everything in place now to make that a possibility is the tough journey. So from that end, we've just got to try and get our cash flow in a really good place now. We've got to get some things freed up so that we can use the assets we do have to enable us to build what we need to build so that we can realise that potential of that bigger volume. I think the greatest thing is that we're always frightened of somebody else coming in who doesn't understand our business. It was one of the greatest things for me that I'm talking to people that know nothing about my business, my industry, thinking how can these people possibly help me? But what it is that we don't know what we don't know. And so I know my business and I know my industry quite well, but I don't know the intricacies of cash management when you're trying to quadruple a business. I don't know the options for long-term strategies for bringing in family members, how we best deal with our banks. I'm not a bank specialist, and so as much as our bank's been great to us, we know that there are better things that we can do, but we don't know how to go about it. So for BUSINESSNAV, especially for us, the view is that they're teaching us the things that we don't know. They're going to teach my future generation to be better managers and better business owners than I am, because they'll have a bigger skill set. And it's just about the fact that we get stuck in the space that we know, and sometimes we just need to be given some direction. So we did a strategic meeting with BUSINESSNAV, and they were able to present things that I didn't even know were available as far as information, what's happening within our industry type, and it just really helped open our eyes beyond the world that we live in today.